Hey, today we're at Greenwood Cemetery in Orlando, Florida. There are 4 ball players here I want to visit today. One's a Hall of Famer. We'll save him for last. But a beautiful cemetery, so I'm going to show you around a little bit, and we're going to go pay some respects for some old baseball players. So come along and let's go. So just after you enter the beautiful Greenwood Cemetery, you hang a right, and you come to Bert Humphries, our first ball player of the day. Now, Bert was born on September 26, 1880. He was a major league pitcher from 1910 to 1915, playing for Cincinnati Reds, Chicago Cubs, and the Philadelphia Phillies. Bert finished his career with a 50-win, 43-loss record and an impressive 2.79 ERA. Now, he was part of a trade from Cincinnati to Chicago in 1912 that brought Joe Tinker to the Reds. Bert Humphries died on September 21st, 1945. Now check out this beautiful marker that we came across as we were in the back side of the cemetery. This was just a wonderful find, so I thought it was worthy of being in the video. Now here we came across the children's section. A lot of large cemeteries have a section like this, and it's always sad to come across this, but again, I think it deserves to be in the video and give it some respect. This one kind of says it all for this section for all the little ones. Go ahead and put one of my chips down here for respect for them. I'm gonna sit right there. Hope that's respectful. Now, driving around the back of the park, we come to Eddie Edmondson. Now, Eddie was born on November 20th, 1889, and he played in just 2 games for the Cleveland Naps in 1913, going 0 for 5. He played first base in 1 game and right field in the next. However, 2 of his teammates were Nat Lajoie and Shoeless Joe Jackson, so at least he has a story to tell. Now, Eddie passed away on May 10th, and his gravestone clearly says 1974, but all other references say 1971. Now, this is not the first time we've come across this. Now, sadly, I can find no photos of Mr. Edmondson, but that's okay, Eddie. We know who you are. Now, somewhat in the middle of the cemetery, we come to Mickey Doolan. Now, Mickey was born on May 7th, 1880, and he played from 1905 to 1916 and again in 1918. Now, Mickey's first 9 years with the Philadelphia Phillies before jumping around the Federal League and National Leagues, including the Chicago Cubs, where he played with Joe Tinker. In 1910 and 1911, he was on the same Phillies team as Bert Humphries, who we've already visited today. Now, over his career, Mickey Doolan collected over 1,300 hits while batting .230. And last check, he held an interesting Major League record, if you want to call it that. Mickey is the all-time leader in batting 7th in the lineup. All but 2 of his lifetime plate appearances in his career were made in the 7th spot. That's amazing since he played for so many teams. Now, he was the typical light hit but solid fielder, leading the National League 5 times in assists and double plays. Mickey Doolan passed away on November 1st, 1951. So let's go from one solid fielder to another. Actually, so good, in fact, this next guy, it got him into the Hall of Fame. And that gentleman would be none other than Mr. Joe Tinker. Now, Joe Tinker was born on July 27th, 1880. He's our 3rd gentleman that we visited today that was born in 1880. But anyway, Joe played 15 years in the big leagues, the first 11 with the Chicago Cubs, where he was the maestro of the famous double play combination, Tinker to Evers the Chance. Some people like to say Tinker to Evers the Chance. Though only collecting just short of 1,700 hits while batting .262 lifetime, it was Joe's defensive skills, as well as helping the Cubs to the National League pennant 4 out of 5 years, beginning in 1906, and winning 2 World Series titles, that got him a ticket to Cooperstown. And his double play partners, Johnny Evers and Frank Chance, they are enshrined with him the same year. Now, ironically, Tinker's best statistical year was his one and only with the Cincinnati Reds, where he batted .317. Now, he later played and managed the Chicago Whales of the Federal League and the Cubs in his last season in 1916. Joe was around baseball for much of the rest of his life after his playing days. Now, he moved to Orlando, Florida in 1920 and had success in real estate. Though it was built in 1914 and named after the man himself, Tinker Field opened as a spring training site of the Cincinnati Reds in 1923. The field would be the venue for countless ball players for just short of 100 years when it was demolished in 2015. Now, you can check out my video exploring Tinker Field shortly before its demolition. Joe Tinker passed away on his birthday, July 27th, 1948. Right behind this beautiful headstone, you get the original ones here of Mr. Tinker. It says father on the outside there, and then mother for his wife, Ruby, right behind it. Had I known these were here, I would have brought more water and I would clean these up. So this is not too far from my home. So one day I'm gonna come back here and get these cleaned up. Well, that's going to do it here for Greenwood Cemetery in Orlando, Florida. I think this is a great place to stop right here with Mr. Joe Tinker, the Hall of Famer himself. So hey, thanks for watching, and we'll see you around.